Bismillah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. In this opportunity, I will give the Pechakuca presentation that I will bring the country is Switzerland. Why I choose Switzerland? Because this is my to do going country that I have going list that I want go to the Switzerland maybe later. And if I mean because why? Yes, dreamland. Why? Because Switzerland is have the good place that too many places in Switzerland have good is necessary, and too many person or too many people that say Switzerland is the country that have the heaven place and said normally said called by heaven country. Why? Because when we going to the some tourism place or some iconic place in Switzerland, we will feel like in the heaven. We will feel like see the place that we never see in our life and only can that we only can see it when we going to the Switzerland and going to the some tourism place in Switzerland. And I will tell you about I will tell you more about Switzerland like education, flag, and tourism place that you can going to the place when you go to the Switzerland for something maybe. And okay, for the first is I will give more detail about the Switzerland population. Which is this is the people population in the Switzerland. It was a report at 87% million in 2021, and in 2021 maybe it will be more population because now it's 2023, and it's different with Indonesia that have the have too many people in when they calculate with population is maybe 15 million person in Indonesian. And okay, million 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 maybe I think. Ah, okay. Next is I will tell about the flag in Switzerland. Okay, maybe this is you have seen in the media. Yes, the Switzerland flag that have the interesting pattern and introduced in 1889. That this is have the general color is red and white like Indonesian color, and Polandia and the other countries that have flag is have the general color is red and white. And this have the more philosophy the which is I have too many philosophy that about the flag. And for the size of the flag is different with the normally country like America, Kazakhstan, and the other country that have the flag. For Switzerland flag is have one per one size. That in the world is only two countries that have this size for the flag. It's only Switzerland and Vatinka, and only two countries that have this size for the flag. Okay, but Switzerland is have the good pattern, and this is the interesting pattern. There's line and with the background is red. Yeah, this is the iconic from Switzerland. And for the next is about the tourism place in Switzerland. That is this the iconic place in the world that I use which is used will search in your browser about Kazakhstan about Switzerland. Your browser will be show the heaven place or the heaven necessary or the good place, the good view. This is the view or the name of place that is iconic in the Switzerland, which is always show in for wallpaper or the other background, because only Switzerland have the place. It's like the heaven view. And the first is about Jungfrauch Mountain. This mountain is located altitude of 340 3,463 meters above sea level, and is directly overlooked by the rocky outcrop of the spines. That if you go to the Jungfrauch Mountain, it's the iconic place in Switzerland. If you're going here, you can you can use the train for see the view in Jungfraujoch Mountain because uh, it's too tall for see more about the view in Jungfraujoch Mountain. Okay, the next is about the Rhine Falls. This is the iconic waterfall in the world. This is I can say this is good uh, the good waterfall in the world because we can see we can look for the necessary is have the good necessary and most powerful waterfall in Europe. This is the most powerful waterfall in Europe, and there is no again that waterfall that more powerful than Rhine Falls. This waterfall is located on the Upper Rhine on the border between Schaffhausen and Zurich. And the tourism, yeah, Schaffhausen and Zurich. It is some city in Swiss. Yes. And then the next tourism place that you can go is the more iconic than the Jungfrau Mountain and Rhine Falls because it is always be in the wallpaper in like you search for wallpaper for key on the other good view or the wallpaper or the necessary picture you will be find the lake is the name is Lucerne Lake iconic place. The necessary here is beyond outstanding and on a clear and have interesting the more interesting than the other place in Switzerland. And all of the tourists that go to the Switzerland is only want to go to the Lucerne Lake. Too many people say that, and because Jungfraujoch Mountain is too expensive for going there, and Rhine Falls uh, is in the village maybe because that too many people is going to the Switzerland for go to the Lucerne Lake because have the good view and there's too many mountain that we can see in the Lucerne Lake. And yeah, that's the iconic place when we going to the Switzerland. And the next is about food and drink. Okay, if you go to the Switzerland, don't worry about the halal food. Don't worry about the haram food or you so difficult for search about the uh, food that's suitable with your mouth, and you search about the healthy and safe about your food and drink that you will going to the Switzerland. Don't worry about that because food and drink in Switzerland is suitable with our mouth. That the kind of food in Switzerland is suitable for with the Indonesian mouth that we always eat it every day and every time because the kind of food is still same like beef and vegetable and the others kind of food and many are halal, and it's different with Japan and Korea that always consumption about pig and the other haram the other haram food again, and they're difficult to find and healthy and safe. Don't worry about the Switzerland food because it's healthy and safe, and you will be always find it in every place in Switzerland. Okay, the first one is Bresser Mosel. Bresser Mosli. This is Bresser Mosli is consists of cereals, vegetable, nuts, lemon juice, and the other. Yes. Uh, it's the same, still same with Indonesian food. There's the vegetable and cereals, nuts, and yes, sweetened and milk. It's still same with our kind of food in Indonesia that we always eat it in every day. Okay. For the next is there risotto saffron. Still same, yellow rice that we always eat it, and we always buy it in Indonesian. The saffron risotto actually consists of saffron, cheese, and rice slowly cooked with onions. Okay, it's still same, but it is like this rice that use the cheese and slowly cooked with onions, and the other onions again that will be mixed with the rice and cheese. And then for the next is drink is coffee and tea. the general drink that we always find it in every place, in every country, not only Switzerland and Indonesia and the other country again. That this is the general drink that which is Switzerland people always drink it in morning, in evening, or in the night. Switzerland people always drink coffee and tea. It's a general drink. It's Swiss that we will find it anywhere. And the next is about the culture of Switzerland. We have talking about the food and drink that we don't worry about food for searching for look for drink and food for halal and suitable. And then we will talking about the Swiss culture. If we're talking culture, if we're talking about the economical time or save the time, Switzerland person will be the first that can do it because the culture for Switzerland is always economical the time or save the time when they have the more time for do something activity. And because Switzerland people have the principle that time is the way of life, because that Switzerland people with the principle is always economical the time and save the time when have more time maybe for do it the more activity that have the benefit, and not doing that activity is a bad, or maybe bad activity that there is no benefit that we can get it from the activity that we can do it in more time that we have it. Okay, we have talking about culture. And then the religion is Swiss. This is the population and percentage about the religion is Swiss, and the majority in Switzerland practice is Christianity. And this the percentage Christianity 81 3%, and Muslim is only 5%. Is a little than Christianity, and unvalued, or we called by normally called by atheist that not trust about any religion, not Christian, Muslim, Buddha, or the other religion, and atheist, and population, and then percentage is 11.9%. Okay, and the majority Switzerland is practice Christianity, not Muslim, not Buddha, not yes, the other religion again. And the education, okay, Swiss have the good education that Swiss too many university in Swiss, or too many people in the world that have the target for have the education university in Swiss. Research result that considered is good, and student centered teaching methods. This is for the result for from the considered. And yeah, too many people in the world is have the target for have the education in Swiss, because have the good principle in the people of Switzerland, and too many university in the Switzerland that this is the top 10 in the world, and forgotten the name or university. And the next is about the weather in Swiss. Okay, Swiss have the four weather. It's like the same with Japan, Korea, and the other country is in Europa. Okay, the first one is spring. That spring it will be there in March until May, and then until spring there's summer. It's the same with Indonesian weather and tropics country. Always there is a summer, and this is the general weather that we always find it in every country in June until August. This is the second weather in Switzerland. And then the third weather is autumn in this September until November. Same with the Europa country is have the autumn. Different with Indonesia is there's no autumn and there's no winter. Okay, this is the list for the people that live in the country. There's no winter weather like me. I live in Indonesia, and is there's no winter weather that I never feel it in Indonesia. And because that I go to the Switzerland, because there's the winter is December until February. Maybe 3 months will be there is the snow, and we will be feel it in the Switzerland until from the December until February. And maybe that's all for me about the detail of Switzerland or about the Pechakuca presentation. Thank you. I hope this is will be have the benefit for you. Wabillahi taufiq walhidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Oke, assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So today I'm gonna do a Pechakuca presentation for my final English project, and today I'm gonna tell you about Japan, the land of the rising sun, one of the most famous country, and like it's really the country that has really yes, like many islands, and it's really beautiful country. Okay. Well, let's see. Okay, so when you are thinking about Japan, you might be wondering, Japan is the country of animes and the cherry blossoms and this kind of pattern and this gate of shrine. And well, you're not wrong, but there are many other interesting things about Japan. Not only about animes like this Mikey, or not only about cherry blossoms and many things like as I show here. Okay, next, the culture in Japan. Well, I just found this image and it shows all of the Japanese culture. Well, as you can see, we have the Japanese flag. Well, it represents the sun because well, people, it's about sun. Yes, their religion is Shinto, which is the meaning of Shinto. I'm pretty sure that its meaning is the way of God. I think where they believe about kami. They yes, about kami, and so yeah, this is the Japanese culture. Is Tuhan. Yes. So this is cherry blossoms. They only grows in several countries, and one of the country is Japan, and here we have geisha. It's a Japanese woman that sings, and yeah, they do that kind of thing. And robot, you must already know that Japan is one of the countries that have famous inventions such as robots and technologies, and shuriken were like ninjas. Yes, if you see ninjas, well, you might think that ninjas is from Japan because well, it is. And katana, it's yes, it's a samurai. It's a Japanese sword where people say that it's really sharp. And sumo, you already know sumo, the wrestling sport where a big guy pushes each other until one of them goes outside the circle. And Mount Fuji, it's one of the majestic mountains in Japan, and it's also the tallest mountain in Japan, I believe. And this is like the building in Japan, the traditional building. I don't know what it's called, but it looks like this. It's really cool. And bonsai trees where it can live more than a couple of years, maybe puluhan, what is puluhan, sorry? Yes, more than 10 years because bonsai trees are cool. And rice, Japanese rice, it's tasty. And sushi and this this paper origami, and this cat and koi fish. Okay, so that's about Japanese culture. Oh yeah, so this is the uh, what is pulau, sir? Yes, it's like the how Japanese islands look. I believe here's Okinawa, Hokkaido, and this Tokyo, the capital city, and yeah. So next, the government. So we have two people right here. So who are they? Here on my right, on this right side, it's he's called Naruhito. He's the emperor of Japan. I think it's no, he's the emperor. He's Fumio Kishida. So he's the prime minister of Japan. Back in 2016, 2019, I think, the Prime Minister of Japan got shot. His name is Shinzo Abe. It's one of the tragic moment in Japan because the Prime Minister got shot. Okay, the Japanese cuisine. Wow, look at this. Even though I am fasting, I'm still talking about cuisine. Okay, so I'm gonna start right here. So it's soba noodles. I don't. No. This is udon. Yes, udon. It tastes like noodles. I don't know how it tastes because I haven't eat it yet, but people say it's like noodle and what? Yes, it's big and it's big and white. Okay, now next, this is curry rice. Curry rice. This is tempura, sushi, soba noodles, and ramen, and all of them are really iconic to Japan because if you go to Japanese restaurant, you you will see all of this in the menus. Okay, so that's about Japanese cuisine. I cannot talk more about Japanese cuisine because I don't know much about it. And next, about tourism places. So as I told you before, Mount Fuji is one of the tallest mountain in Japan, and it's also beautiful. I think it's around 3,000 meters above what sea level, yeah, sea level. And then there's Osaka Castle or Osaka Jo, which is located in Osaka, and there is Tokyo Sky Tree. This is one of the world's tallest tower. It's located in Tokyo. I believe my friend Dzaki has already seen this because he's been to Tokyo before. Yes, yeah, yes. Yes, it's like the landmark, trademark. I don't know. Okay, next, Kyoto. It's one of cool city in Japan. It has beautiful parks, shrines, and many other tourism places in Kyoto. Okay, so next, facts about Japan. So, you see right here is like the facts about Japan. So here is I think it's called Shinkansen. It's like one of the fastest train in the world. Well, Japan made it because I think Japan has magic. They all do cool things. And the cuisine, as I told you before, the cuisines are really special. And here is Nintendo, where we play games. We all know that Nintendo are from Japan, and it's also one of the most one of the most cool console, and the tourism place is like the Mount Fuji. I've mentioned Mount Fuji 3 times, I think. Okay, next, Shibuya Crossing. So this is like one of the most crossing in Japan. Look at this, yes, and it's really crowded. It's like a bunch of people where I think it's I don't know. It's cool. And next, I forgot what it's called, but it's really popular back then when what Walkman. Yeah, Walkman. Yes. So, uh, yes, the old version, and Japan invented these inventions, and so yeah, Japan is also one of the most clean country because of their religion. They believe that they must be clean and something like that. Yes, and uh, Japan's also one of the most richest country, I think. But it was back in 2016, I think, because now the Tokyo's GDP, I think, what's how it's called for countries value apanya bukan I forgot but apa ya lupa pokoknya yang per kapita gitu. Yes, let's just skip that. The main point is that Japan is like one of the most richest country, and Japanese universities are also I think it's top 10 universities in the world, especially the what is it called? Oh yeah, the Osaka universities. It's like there are a lot of cool universities like Osaka, Waseda, Tokyo International University, Tokyo Institute of Technology, and Kyoto University, and many others. Many others cool universities. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you. This emperor right here, a Japanese emperor, he also school in Waseda University, and then he continued to Oxford University, and then he continued again to Waseda University again. Okay, so yeah, I think that's it about my Pechakuca presentation. And weather? Oh yeah, the weather. Japan has 4 seasons. It's let's start from spring, and then it goes to summer, and what is autumn and winter? Because Japan is a subtropic. What is iklim? Japan has subtropic weather, so it has 4 seasons, and yeah, the weather. That's the weather about Japan, and yes, also I it's one of my target to go to Japanese college, and I hope I can do it. And okay, that's it. Yes. What woman? No, no woman. They're Shintos. They're not Muslim. I cannot marry them. Yes. Okay, I think that's enough for today's Pechakuca presentation. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So, in this occasion, I would like to do
project from English subject called Pechakuca presentation. So in this presentation, I would like to review a lot about things in Canada. So let's start off with the first slide, which is the flag. So the flag of Canada consists of two colors, which is red and white, and it was divided into three blocks, and in the middle it was colored white, and in the sides it was colored red, and in the middle, of course, they had the staple logo, which is the maple leaf. Okay, so on to the next slide. So in the next slide, we're going to talk about the geographical position in Canada. So Canada is actually north of USA, and it occupies most of the northern part of North America. So a lot of places, a lot of the area in the North of America was actually occupied by Canada, and the country is actually bounded by the North Atlantic Ocean on the east. In here, is the North Atlantic Ocean, and the North Pacific Ocean on the west, which is this one. So yeah, it's in the middle of. So it's surrounded by Pacific and North Atlantic Ocean, and also under Canada was USA, and under USA is Mexico and other country. On to the next slide. So the area of Canada is about 9,900 million and 985 kilometers per square, which makes Canada the second largest country in the world. So it's really, really big, bigger than other countries except Russia, because Russia is bigger than Canada. It's even bigger than USA, which only what was it? Only Indonesia, city. Yeah, it's only
The difference between.
yeah, it's only a bit of difference. So it's not a lot. Maybe US is like 9,000 and a half, or what was it? I forgot. They lose in this point. Yeah, in the point.
But still
Yeah,
9,000.
but still, this is still 9,000 if I remember correctly. But this one is still bigger than USA. So, in the third slide, we got the province of Canada. So, Canada, as you guys might know in the previous slide, is a country in North America, and it got 10 provinces. Yeah, 10 different provinces, and of course 3 different territories. So these are the territories you see in the map of Canada. Yes, there's a lot of territory, and
Large.
it's large, of course. And the big one and the red one here is Canada, and this one is United States. So this is the border of Canada and USA that separates both of them. This is the Vancouver Island, and these are the provinces. Not a lot of them are not in the map because this one is like small map, and it doesn't display a lot of them. But this is some of the territories, not provinces. Okay, next. So for the population, Canada got about 38.25 million of people in the country, according to a data from the year of 2021. And the current birth rate for Canada in today's year is about 10 birth per 1,000 people. So each 1,000 people in Canada should got like 10 birth. And it's not 100% because each year Canada is like having a decrease in birth rate. And in this year, it got like 0.74% of decrease. And year back, it's like 0.72. So it's probably decreasing in population. For religion. Okay, so in this slide, we're going to talk about the religion in Canada. So out of the 100% of religion, out of all the people in Canada, 53% of the majority of people in Canada is Christian. Yes, this one is Christian, and 35% of them are atheists or no religion. Yes.
States, yeah.
Yeah, states. 5% of them are Muslim, so it's a good sign. Pretty big. 2% of them is Hindu. I don't know, maybe these are people of India coming to Canada. Because a lot of Indian people also came to Canada. Yeah, but a lot of them are Muslim. And I don't know what's this religion?
Sikh.
But it's called Sikh. You know this?
I ever heard here about
Yeah, yeah. Oh, okay. So and
Sikh.
1% of them are Buddhist, and
But
the
we
rest
don't
are
know.
Jewish. But Jewish is like really rare.
You don't know the
among-
ideology of Sikh. You don't know.
I don't know. I only heard it when I'm making this. Yeah, this is my first time doing this. And yeah, Jewish people are rare here among Canada people. So yeah, not a lot of them out there. Now in this what was it slide we got season. So there are 4 seasons in Canada, which is winter, spring, summer, and fall. The long lasting one is winter. It's like 80% of the season in Canada. Like all the time is winter in there. So you got to bought a lot of jackets to if you want to travel to Canada. Yeah, that's all of them. And yeah, they got tulips in bloom at Canada. I don't know how
Tulips.
they got what sort of them. And of course, the most iconic one, the fall season.
Yeah.
This is where the maple leaf are going down and makes the road really beautiful and colorful.
Yeah.
Because
The leaves
the leaves are really cool.
red, you know.
Yeah, are really bright.
Yeah.
And for summer, a lot of which are coming to the ground, and a lot of park are open. Like this is the best season to come into I don't know national park. Yeah, national park. Also, spring is also really great. But fall, if you want to talk, walk around the town, fall is the best season to spend and to take it. Okay, next we got nature of Canada. So for nature in Canada, they got falls. You know what this is? This is Niagara Falls. One of the most beautiful falls in the world. Niagara Falls. Also, Canada got aurora borealis because they are close to Antarctica.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you got aurora borealis. If you want to see some of these, you gotta go to I don't know the national park, but they got an area where there's a lot of polar bear there, and you can stay in one of these tents and see this. So it's really cool. And yeah, on the mountain. This is I don't know. I forgot what's the name, but I got in the slide, so we're gonna cover this up. So we got mountains with the blue lake over here, and a lot of trees because these are the forests of Canada. Okay, so next up, culture. So for culture, they got street parades. Canada is the street of Canada is filled with street parades at almost of the day, half of the time, because I haven't read about this yet. When they are doing street parades, they must have got these bands to play their national song. I forgot what was it. Yeah, maybe their national song. And a lot of people that are participating in the street parades are using their country shirt, which is Canada, and the flag here is the most iconic one. They bought their own flags. And yeah, they got original pride because of their closeness with USA, and USA was long ago filled with a lot of Indian people, Indian people. Of course, Canada has some of the Indian people still staying in their part. So of course, there are people that dress up like this because they are, heritage. Like they are they got the bloodline of Indian people. So yeah, and the staple sport for Canada is ice hockey.
Ice hockey.
Yes, ice hockey, not football, but ice hockey, because I don't know the history because I'm not a fan of sport a lot, but this is the staple one. And other than all of these, we got the Forest Ranger. You know, if you watch a lot of movie that was set up in Canada, you must have seen a lot of these people. The Forest Ranger. This is the iconic, what was it, job in Canada. To, you know, because they protect the border of Canada between USA and also the forest around them, and also maple syrup. This is the staple of Canada because they produce. Yeah, they are the highest. They are the country with the highest amount of production of maple syrup and ice hockey, and of course, what was it? Craft? What was it? Boat. Not boat.
Yeah, boat. I think boat.
Boat. Yeah, they like to canoe. Yes, they like to we do canoeing in the lake because of course in the what was it, in the other side, the mountain, right? They used to do canoe in the lake because the view is really great and fantastic. And yeah, I don't know a lot, but yeah, this is the mountain and Columbus. What was it? Long ago,
Kingdom, yeah.
yeah, Canada is like a kingdom, but now I think it's president.
President.
Yeah,
Republic.
yeah, they are republic country right now.
Haven't heard.
And this is the building, the staple building of Quebec. Okay, so on to the next slide. These are the foods of Canada. And for the foods, I'm not going to talk about a lot of this, but I'm going to talk about these four because these four is like the staple of Canada foods. So the first one we got poutine. So you might have seen that these are French fries. So poutine consists of French fries that are deep fried, of course, and topped off with gravy. Gravy is like the fat of meat. Yeah, it was made into like sauce, and it was drizzled on top of poutine. And this white thing is cheese curds, so it's cheese.
Cheese.
Yes, but it's torn up into pieces, like small pieces, and it was put into poutine as garnish. Yeah. And then we got this kind of sandwich. It's called Montreal smoked meat. It's the meat, so it's actually a smoked meat, but they use the spice of Montreal, so it's like Montreal style of smoked meat. They got their own spices and their own technique to cook smoked meat, and it was usually served in breads with maybe cheese. I don't know. And yeah, maple syrup. You guys want to know maple syrup? Yeah, the staple. They are used.
Perfume.
Yeah, it's kind of like perfume. It's like glass bottle, and these are used to top
But,
off in
You know,
pancakes.
that symbols like ganja. You know.
Oh, it's like what was it? I forgot.
Yeah.
What's that in English?
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of looks like it. But these are used to top on. These are used to be they are used to be drizzled on top of a lot of sweets, of course, like pancake, waffle, you name it. And bannock is like biscuits in Europe and maybe US. Yeah, this is like there's their own style of biscuits. They are usually served with jams like this. These are blueberry jams, and yeah, they are eaten like that. It's actually baked, so it's free of oil. Okay, so for tourism place, of course, you might have known this. This is Niagara Falls. It looks beautiful. This is the most popular one. And we got Banff National Park and also the Rocky Mountain. Yeah, the Rocky Mountain. I forgot what was it? What this was called. So a lot of people do canoeing in this lake. So you can see a lot of people that are standing on a boat, maybe doing canoeing here in the middle. And then that's the tower that I'm saying that kind of looks like Japanese tower, which is Toronto's CN Tower. And fun fact, and on top of this tower, it was built with a restaurant that was 360, that has a 360 field of view. So it has glass all over. You can actually see the whole city when you are fine dining in the tower. And this one, this is Quebec. So Quebec is actually one of the city in Canada, and it's like the old part. It's not the heritage part. So these are actually UNESCO, what was it? UNESCO authorized. So it was one of UNESCO's authorized place destination to visit. So it's a lot of people come there because it has that UNESCO, what was it? Yeah, because UNESCO is like really famous for the
International.
for the
People.
yeah for the and then we got Canada's national park, which is Rosemont. This was owned for its UNESCO heritage. What was it? UNESCO heritage. Yeah, you name it. And yeah, it features a lot of steep cliff. That a lot of people are also doing canoeing in there. I don't know why, but you can see the wildlife of Canada in it. So it's best to visit this place at maybe summer and spring. But for me, summer is best because there's a lot of salmon that are coming from the water. So they'll jump out the water.
Looks like Amazon river.
Yes.
Bagus.
Okay, thanks. Oh, I think that's all. Okay, so yeah, I think that's all about presentation. Yeah, so quickly I forgot to put the thank you slide. Okay, so
It's okay.
yeah, I think that's all for my Pechakuca presentation. Hope you enjoy it. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.